Hello. Yes, we're in the field. Hello. Hey, well caught, mate. Well caught. Come on, lazy boy. So yeah, here we are in the big open space. Now, are you sitting comfortably? I'll tell you a story. Tell you a story about something that should be very simple, I think. Okay. The story of the electric key. Now, when I moved into my new bungalow, there was an electric key in the meter. I have to get organised because we're playing ball, obviously. So there was electric key in the meter, and there was a letter on the side, and it said, "To the new occupier." So it was from British Gas, and it said, "Here is your new electric key. Please don't use your old one. Please use this one. Put it into the machine for a minute, and it'll work its magic, and away you go." So I thought that's fair enough. So I took the old key out, put the new key in. It beeped after a minute, and went down the shop and put some money on. So lovely. Came back, shoved the key in, and I put 50 quid on. Well, 49 is the maximum, so I put 49 quid on, and it went beep, accepted, £30. So £19, we call it 20 quid, gone missing. So I phoned up British Gas and I said, "Hello, I just moved in and got two keys, one in the machine and one in a letter saying use this key." So I've used this key, I put 49 on, and it's only accepted 30. The geese over there, you know, sorry about the camera work. See all the geese, I'll zoom in. So now I've got two keys, but one of them I topped up, 49 quid. The machine only accepted 30. So the woman had a look and she saw there was a debt, not down to you, but down to the previous owner. I said, "Well, obviously I've only just moved in." She said, "So it's taken 20 quid off you, we owe you 20 quid. I said, "What do I do?" And she said, "Okay, I'll generate a code, take your key to your shop." Now bearing in mind, it's a bit of a hassle because I've got to get in the car, go 4 or 5 miles to the shop and get a top up or whatever I'm doing with the key. So I said, "Alright, just give me a code." I went down the shop, gave them the key, said, "Here's my code, they owe me 20 quid, it's British Gas. Type the code in and it'll give me 20 quid on me key. Thank you very much." She tried a couple of times, just wouldn't accept it. I said, "I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do." So I went back home and I phoned them and I said, "Look, I tried this code number, it doesn't work." And they said, "Okay, the code is valid, so we'll send you out a new key." And I said, "Well, I got a new key, in fact I got two keys." She said, "Well, we'll send you out a new key." So they were very quick, and 2 days later I got a new key, and didn't go down that day. I thought I'd go down tomorrow, and in the morning's post of the next day I got a new key again. So they've now sent me two new keys. So I phoned them up. I said, "Look, which key am I using?" Very confusing. There was one in the machine, there was one to the new occupier, then you sent out a new key yesterday and I got one this morning. And they said, "Well, ignore the keys, ignore the keys, use today's key." So I said, "Alright then." I said, the code is valid. Take it to the shop and you're going to give me 20 quid on it. She said, definitely, 100% work. I said, right, that's great. So get in the car, 4 or 5 miles. Beautiful sky today. 4 or 5 miles, goes to the shop. I said, look, I got a new key. I saw the same woman and she said, oh, okay. So she typed the code in. Tried it a couple of times, it didn't work. Said there's nothing I can do. And I said, oh, oh dear, what a shame. So I go back and I phoned them up. And they said, oh, we'll send you a new key. I said, no, don't bother. You know, I've got a selection of keys here. I said, can't you remotely do it or something? You know, surely in this day and age. She said, no, it has to be done on the key, so we'll have to send you a new key. I said, well, what difference is that going to make? I've got a new key, the code don't work. So she said, well, let me check. She said, unfortunately, the code has been cancelled, so I have to generate you a new code, but we will send you a new key. So I get a new key with this new code. I go down to the shop and it doesn't work, surprisingly. So I came back, I phoned them up, and I said, I'm phoning you every single day. I've now got, I think, 7 keys or something. Nothing works. You know, what are you going to do? And she said, we can send you a new key. I said, I don't want a new key. I don't even want the me, so get rid of it, rip it out. And she said, well, that's going to take some time. And I said, well, whatever, get rid of it. So she said, well, I have to do a credit check on you. I said, well, do what you like, you know. So she did a credit check and said, right, oh, congratulations, you've passed your credit check. I said, really? I said, thank you so much. Wow. You know, like it was a wonderful thing. Perhaps nobody else does, I don't know. So she said, right, here's a new number, a new code number, and you will receive a new key. Take the new key and the new code to the shop, and I guarantee it will work, guarantee. I said, will you? I said, we both know it's not going to work. She said, no, it will. She said, I've just generated this now. So tomorrow or the next day you'll get your new key, take that to the shop with this new code, and I guarantee it will work. I said, all right, thanks very much. I said, in the meantime, when are we going to rip the meter out? I can't do it until the 17th of April. I said, oh, that's all right. We'll have, it's only a few more weeks. I said, yeah, that'll do. So, where does that leave me? Well, I got the new key, and I think I've got either 8 or 9 keys. So I took it down to the shop and I said, this one is guaranteed to work, here's the code. She tried a couple of times, it didn't work, obviously. And I came back. I was quite fed up really, but I spoke to the most ignorant person I've spoken to. Up until then I'd only spoken to women from British Gas. And this guy said, hi, Daniel from British Gas. And I said, Daniel, I don't mean to wish to be rude, but I've got a complaint. And I went through the story very rapidly. I just said, look, you know, when I moved in, there was a debt, obviously there was a key, and then you sent me, well, there was already another key there, so I had 2 keys, then you sent me another key, then a code, and it didn't work. Then another key and a code, and it didn't work. And for some reason I got 2 keys then sent, and I was told to use the latest one. Well, they're both the latest one because they've never been used, so I used the latest one. Didn't work, so you gave me another code and another key, and it hasn't worked. I've arranged to change the meter on the 17th of April, and I'm sick to death of it. And he said, oh. Now normally a customer service would say, oh, I'm so sorry you've had these problems. He went, oh, like that. I said, oh, your lackadaisical attitude. I said, it sounds like you're used to this, ain't you? And he said, well, it's unusual, sir. like that. I said, well, it's factual as well, mate, you know. He said, what I can do, and I said, no. I said, please don't generate me a code, please don't give me a new key. And he said, well, that's your best option. I said, no, it's not, because I'm not going to do it. I won't be using it again. And I've got to use it. I've got to use one of these keys to go down and get electric, because all in the meantime I'm using electric and I've got no way of topping up, because I'm waiting for this extra 20 quid to be added. So I said, look, I use the latest key, I will go down and top up. Now when your guy comes out with the normal credit machine that everybody understands, ready, go, how to use, I said, obviously he can put the credit from the key, whatever that is, if it's say £20, he can put that £20 directly onto my machine. He said, yeah. I said, right, then in that case, you owe me £20, so put that £20 on as well, okay? And he went, right, just like that. Maybe he had a bad day at work, right? And I said, Daniel, can you also write to me to confirm that, so that I've got it in writing, I can then give it to the guy who's got the machine and say, look, there's the top up, it's X amount of pounds, but also you owe me £20 because somebody else had a debt of £20 which I paid, so here's the letter to prove that. Can you put that on the machine? That's what I'm going to say to him. And if he says no, I'm going to tell him very politely, fuck off out of it, because I will go with somebody else. And you know, what a palaver, innit? You don't need all this hassle when you move. You know, I've had a number of different little issues, silly little issues and things like that. My heating went yesterday, it went completely, and it was very cold in there. However, they were very quick. They came out, did what they called a hard reset, and it seems to be working fine. It was lovely and warm last night, too warm, but lovely and warm this morning. Ready? Beautiful boy. Bodhi's loving it here. Yes, you have these little trials and tribulations and things like that, but I mean, come on, a little bit of common sense, you know, and also a little bit of courtesy. If you're working in the customer service field, you know, just pretend, just feign it, just say, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry you've had the hassle. You don't need that when you just move in, do you? You know, customer service, you know, there's lots of training programs and what have you for customer service. I've got a niece who works for a large housing association, and a couple of years ago they had a training session on how to speak to people when they phone up and they say the owner of the house or my partner, my wife, whatever, has died. Because they record the phone calls sometimes, and some little old man phoned up and he said, hello, I need to tell you that there was 2 of us renting the bungalow, now there's only me. My wife died 2 days ago. And the woman said, oh right, which is not good enough. So they had a new training thing, you know, and now they're told, you shouldn't have to be told, but they're told now to say, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Are you okay? Are you coping all right? Is there anything else we can do? You know, I'm so sorry. We can certainly take care of that for you right away, sir, you know. And just be civil, just be polite, just be respectful. It doesn't take a lot, does it? So Daniel from Customer Services, British Gas, you're in the wrong position, my friend. Oh God, I started getting ratty, I did. Not with him, I kept it civil, but within myself, I thought this is just bloody ridiculous. You know, you don't have, I think it's 9 keys and about 3 codes. And meanwhile, I've got to travel 4 or 5 miles down to the shop. Oh, I was mildly embarrassed, I suppose, in the shop, but the woman that was trying to help me was mildly embarrassed as well and apologetic. I'm so sorry, you know, she was saying. So her customer services were very good. But anyway, the long and short of it is, obviously I'm making these videos early because while I'm moving in and what have you, I'm not really about as such, you know, and I'm busy with work and just busy moving in, getting sorted, things like that. So I'm making this now, and this is around the 25th or whatever it is of March. So when you get this, I probably will have the new meter, or at least on the 17th anyway, 17th of April, I'll have a normal credit meter. God almighty, what a thing. I got absolutely fed up of it, you know, ridiculous. So it leaves me currently today, we've got to go out either today or tomorrow, so I'm going to go out tomorrow and put some credit on it, and hopefully that'll last until such times as I get my normal meter. Bloody key meters. Ready? Go! Yeah, they ain't got a clue, have they? Okay. Whinging and whining away we are. Here we are, having a dance in the countryside. This is my new place, especially in the mornings. Having meds and a coffee and more meds. You know, a couple of more Slurpees, and then we're good to go really. Do you want to go up? Yeah, and then we come here for a little while and chill out, and I can go back and start work and things like that. Assuming that I've got electric. Take care then, and be well.